Alright, so what I'm going to show you today is the use of the online rubric. The online rubric here can be found in your add-ons menu. I'm presuming that you've installed it already from the Get Add-ons, the add-on store. So what you want to do is go ahead and click on Build Roster. First thing it'll do is ask you to name your rubric. You can type something in, or you can choose to skip the step, but I'll save. Alright. The next step then is to set up your roster. Notice that it's not named yet, but it will change in time. Alright, so it says to start filling in your roster in row 2, last name, first name, email address. So I'll go ahead and type in some emails or some students here. Just for the sake of this example, I'll just have 3 students and they all have my email address. Alright, hit verify to make sure it's done, but let's just say that in the case that you accidentally close this window or close a window anytime, sidebar anytime during the process, you can always go back to the online rubric menu and pick up where you left off, or you could choose to restart. I'll go ahead and pick up where I left off. Alright, the next step, it's going to ask you to either create a new rubric or import a rubric. If you've created a rubric before, here or really any basic spreadsheet rubric that you can use in other add-ons, you can import one, but I'll go ahead and create new rubric, and it gives you a blank spreadsheet. Along the top row here, starting in cell B1, go ahead and type in the point values. Starting in A2 and going down is where you can type your category, your rubric category names. And so content, presentation, you can add as many as you want. And here, optionally, you can put in your skill descriptors. What does each point really mean? I'd recommend it just as good pedagogical educational practice to fill in as much of this as you can so that students can see what they need to do to get a higher score, what they should have done to get a higher score. Okay, so I'll go ahead and finish typing this in. You probably would never want to write that. But there you go. And missing or too short to judge. Alright, going to repeat the process for the presentation category. Great presentation skills. Good presentation. Okay. Again, yours is probably going to be much more descriptive. Horrendous. Missing or too short. Alright. So I have my rubric set up there. Don't worry about how it looks. It's just not important. Click on submit. And you'll notice that it's opened up a new sheet called email template. And here you'll see the category, the descriptors, and the each point total. There's additional information on what you can do there on the side. You can go ahead and click on Got It to close that sidebar. Now, what you're going to do here is go ahead and just type in their scores, and I find this especially useful for presentations, for ongoing assignments, where I'm not doing something in Google Drive per se. So as they present or after they present, I might type in how they did. Okay, 3 of me, Moon did not do so well. But you'll notice that there's a column here called multiplier. And this column is for if you wanted to increase the total number of points that your assignment was worth. So I clicked on set up a multiplier and I'm going to set it at 2. Notice it updates the email template to 20 total points. Now, incidentally, you can change that to whatever you want. That won't make a difference. You can make categories worth different number of points too. All of that is arbitrary. Alright, so back to the scores tab. You'll notice now that the points are multiplied by 2, so 18, 16, and 6. I'll go ahead and type in some comments here. Alright. And ideally, we'd be leaving thorough comments about our students' work. So not bad. You should have stopped fidgeting though and perhaps found one more source and right. Now you'll notice this next column, send email. This designates the script or the add-on to send an email to that student. This is useful if 3 of me happen to be absent that day, didn't go. You can go ahead and switch that to no, which means they won't be receiving an email. while the other two students will. So to send an email, go to Add-ons, Email, Send Email. Go ahead and click on that. All right, sending the emails. 2 emails successfully sent. So both first me and second me both got emails. You'll notice the email count shows you when it was sent. Now let's say the next day 3 of me shows up to school. They do a good job on it. And now I want them to receive an email, so I can change that to yes. This is also useful for revisions. Let's say somehow they got a chance to revise this assignment. So I'm going to type in their new scores, give them new comments. Now, in a class of 3, it's not a big deal. But if you had a class of 20 or 30 or whatever number you have, it'd be tedious to go back and change all of those. So if you go back to the menu and go to Toggle All Send Email option, you can reset all of the students' values from yes to no. So here I clicked on yes, and notice now all the students will receive an email, so I'll go ahead and send it again. And this time, again, all 3 students will get an email. There you go. All right, a couple other options. You can always save your rubric if you're going to reuse this assignment or this rubric at a future time. You can reset it, start over from scratch. And that's the online rubric.